But if you haven't understood what the point of an anti-haul is, bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to an anti-haul. Yes, I haven't done one of these in a while and it was definitely time. I just honestly stopped doing them because a lot of people get their panties in a bunch because I would say I don't like certain products, or I'm not going to purchase certain products because I didn't even give them the chance, or I didn't even try them. But I mean, if you really haven't understood what the point of an anti-haul is by now, which this is maybe my 5th or my 6th anti-haul, I mean, come on. Like, we need to get it together. It's nothing to get your panties in a bunch over. It's just my personal opinions on why I wouldn't purchase a product. That doesn't mean I have to give it a try before I say I'm not going to buy it, because there's just things that I don't like. And just like there's things that you wouldn't purchase because you're just not a fan of the brand, the color, or you just don't like the product, you just don't want to spend your money on. That's all it is. Like, that's literally all it is. There's no need to come for me in the comments, because just know I will reply. I feel like people nowadays think that they can leave whatever comment they want, and us who do YouTube videos don't have the right to reply back, because then, like, oh my gosh, it's this big tragedy. Like, we're being so mean, we're being the worst people, we're being rude, we're being this, we're being that. Like, no, girl, if you come for me in the comments, I will come for you and reply to you. Thank you very much. Moving on. So, I'm going to start off with the first product. And I feel like these anti-hauls just make me a little feisty. So I'm sorry for that in advance. Just because, I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm just letting you know how I feel about certain products that I see online. We don't have to buy everything we see online. I used to be like that, and I would want to buy everything from every collection, and they would just sit in my drawer and collect dust, and I would never use them. So there's no point in me having to buy products that you think are amazing. If you think they're amazing, that's amazing. Good job to you. That's awesome. I'm personally not hating on you because you like a certain product that I'm going to say that I don't want. To each their own. We all have different preferences. We all like different things. So that's that. And now that I ranted for 3 minutes, let's get into this anti-haul. First product that I didn't really like is the Smashbox Petal Metal Eyeshadow Palette, and it's a collaboration they did with, I don't know how to pronounce her username, Vlada. I'll just put the picture right here. I just didn't like the palette. It didn't catch my attention. Now, I do want the highlighters. I just don't like this palette. The other stuff from the collection is kind of like, eh. The only thing that really interested me was the highlighters, because those are really pretty, just because the shape they're in and the packaging is like rose gold and super cute. But this palette just seemed kind of boringish to me, and honestly, that's why I'm skipping it. Next, the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. I feel like I always have a Too Faced product, and it's, I mean, I don't have nothing against Too Faced. I just feel like their stuff is boring. Like, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And I mean, the packaging in this palette, I would say, is nice. Like, it's cute, I like it, but I feel like I have all of those colors in all my other palettes, so it's not something that I feel like, oh my gosh, I need in my collection. But I will say, if you're looking for a matte palette, something that's like your go-to every day, this is a nice palette for you. It's just not my cup of tea. That's it. That's it. Moving on. The Fenty Fairy Bomb Glittering Pom Pom. Now, this thing is $42, and honestly, I kind of feel like that's like a little steep on the price for something like this. It's basically glitter for your body. I just personally feel like this is something that we used to use way back in the day. The little scented poof balls, and you would like pat them on your skin and apply glitter. But I don't feel like it's something that I would use now that I'm older. I mean, I can simply apply highlighter if I want to highlight, but I don't think I would like to spend $42 on a little poof with glitter. But that's just me. That's just me. You know, you do you, I do me. Moving on, this Hourglass Veil Retouching Fluid. Now this thing kind of, I was like, I watched a couple reviews because I was intrigued, but at the same time, a lot of reviews that I watched were like, this is pointless, like just grab your powder and retouch under your eyes, or you know, wherever you're gonna use this. It's a fluid, so I am not the type of person to retouch my makeup at all the whole day. If I go out like this, I'm gonna come back like this. If it's super hot in the summer, I will take a little poof or a little beauty blender in my little makeup pouch, and I will just like soak up the grease and oils. But I don't really retouch. I don't carry makeup, like crazy amount of makeup when I go out. It's probably just the lip color I'm wearing and that little beauty blender just to touch up on the, not touch up, but like to soak up the oils on my skin if I even get oily. So something like this, like I would not apply a liquid over a powder to retouch my makeup. That just doesn't seem right to me, for me, because I feel like it's just going to become a hot mess. And then when I put concealer on, I like to set it. So do I have to take a powder so I can retouch and then set it? Is it self-setting? I don't know. This product just seems a little gimmicky to me. So I'm going to have to say pass on that. A new product that I recently saw is the Huda Beauty Gemstone Obsessions palette, like from the little mini Obsessions. They have two new ones. One of them I'm not into, but the other one, it's in my cart already on Sephora because I want it. I know I have this one already, the Warm Brown Obsessions, which this palette is technically more, I would have called it Orange Obsessions because it's literally orange madness in here. There's like one brown shade, and like this is like the light warm shade, but everything else is very orangey to me. Anyways, the new palette is Coral Obsessions palette, I think. That one's super cute. Now the Gemstone one, I just didn't like the colors in there, and they're all shimmery. I would have preferred they added like a few mattes, like maybe the blue or like a dark matte blue and that dark shimmery blue, but I don't like that it's all shimmery, and some of the colors just aren't appealing to me, so I'm gonna have to say pass on that one. Now this one that I decided to pass, I was going to buy it but I didn't. The KKW Beauty palette, and I was only going to buy it for the blue shade like everyone else did. I've been wanting to try her products. I did purchase a concealer and a powder, so I will have a review on that soon. But the palette, I decided to pass it because I was only interested in the blue shade, and I can probably get a blue shade from every other brand, and just a single blue shade without having to buy a whole palette that I'm probably not going to use because I already have like my Holy Grail everyday palettes and stuff like that. So I decided to pass that KKW Beauty palette, but maybe her next palette I'll purchase because I'm really intrigued in trying some of her products. Now this one, I'm going to pass it. Again, I do want to give them a chance, so I want to try some of Kylie Cosmetics. I did try her liquid lipstick, Court K, and it was a total and absolute fail, and I never bought anything from her again because it just put me off from that experience. And I was interested in this palette until I saw this picture. to me it just looks like they took the shadows from her 2 other palettes and they like condensed them into that palette. So it's just nothing original. It doesn't look original. I want to buy something that's unique from a brand. I don't want to buy something that, you know, they already did. And that's kind of how I am now. So I'm definitely saying no to this palette. Next, I feel like all these products, I want to give them a chance and I want to try some of their products, but it's just kind of like, like this one, the Laura Lee Nudie Patootie palette, which is $45. I mean, the name is cute and everything. The only shades that interested me in the palette were like those shimmery ones, but they remind me a lot of the Huda Beauty shadows, like the 3D metal glittery ones. That's what it reminded me a lot of. So I definitely said pass. So like it reminds me of these shadows, or specifically like from her first palette. Those 2 shades reminded, that's when I saw the palette and the swatches, it reminded me of these shades. So I said, nah, I don't really care for the other nude shades. And this palette is just so lackluster for me. Like, her first palette, I felt the same way. And this is no hate towards her or towards her brand. I don't think she'll ever see this. And if she does, it's no hate. I just don't like the products. They just don't catch my attention or my want for them at all. And if you like Laura Lee, that's absolutely fine. If you love the palettes, that's absolutely fine. Remember, I'm not hating on her or any of these brands. It's just my personal opinion, which we are all entitled to. Moving on, I have 2 last products. The first one is this Colorpop times Shayla eyeshadow palette. And again, this palette, it could have been really, really, really good, in my opinion. Like, it could have been better if it had more shades that went with one another. I feel like it has some shades that are like why did you include them in this palette? Like, that's just my opinion. Again, don't come for me in the comments. That's just my opinion. Like, some of the colors I feel like just don't mesh well with other colors, and like the top part of the palette was going well, and then like they just decided to include these weird colors in there that just don't look like they go together. And to me, the palette doesn't really look cohesive enough for me to buy it, because Colorpop is very inexpensive. So buying a palette like this, even if I wasn't too interested in, maybe to try it out, you know, wouldn't break the bank, because it's $23. But it's just not enough to buy it, because it just, again, it doesn't catch my attention enough for me to want to buy it. And that's basically it for this anti-haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in a nice way, please, in the comments down below. And of course, I will be replying to all of you. Thank you guys for all your support. I truly appreciate you guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.